What's up guys, it's your host Chessmaster Stream, and today I'm looking to play 15-minute chess game with a 10 seconds bonus time for each move, so 10-second increment. Right now I'm rated at 1490, so it's pretty low. On Lichess website I'm much more higher, so I don't know why is that. I've made some videos about chess cheating, and maybe there's a little bit more cheaters on the chess.com website, but as we all know, there's no reason to cheat, and well, if you get cheated up against, just deal with it and find another opponent. So Rhodes Smith, uh, Rhodes Sims, sorry guys, from USA, first move with the white. Since it's a little bit slower game, I'm gonna try to provide some commentaries, so maybe you will be able to learn something new about chess. So now it says the game will auto abort in 30 seconds. So if Rhodes Sims doesn't make any move, it's gonna be aborted game. Unfortunately, well, nothing we can do about that. These type of things happen in online chess. So and if game is aborted, there is no rating changes. So that's also I don't know, that's tricky. Or maybe they lose the internet connection or something, but here it says connection is excellent. Enable sounds. Alright, well let's play new. Let's try to find a new opponent. Lowering the computer noise so it does not get too annoying. Alright, so Jordi Pardo from Spain, I guess. Yeah, Spain flag, everybody recognizes it. So first move usually should be something that controls the center squares, so it's e4 or d4, sometimes c4. So I like to go in a queen's gambit openings, and it might be accepted or declined. It really depends on opponent's preferences. So usually it's a Slav defense. Well, okay, they decided to decline. They're gonna go to semi-Slav as well later on. So I'm still offering my pawn. So what this does, this keeps pressure on the d pawn, and it's always nice to get a center pawn for a wing pawn. So alright, couple moves over here I could play. So bishop g5, pinning the knight to the queen. A standard development move, maybe a knight f3, also keeping an eye, maybe jump in a e5 square one day. Pawn to e3, that would lock in our dark square bishop, so I wouldn't like to play that. I'm gonna start with the knight out. So couple more moves and I'm gonna be ready to castle on a king side. And for them, well, there is many options right now because they haven't really committed anything with their pawns, so they can even go crazy and play that's a c5. Yeah, so this knight move is okay. I better like to put the knight on d7 and then pawn up, fianchetto the bishop, so once the center is blast open, that bishop would be really strong up against king. Since this pawn is attacked, well, it is now defended enough, but I still feel like playing e3. I know it's gonna block in the dark square bishop, but if I place it here, something like this might happen. So bishop ends up on a g3, and they could even hunt it down with a knight h5. Yeah, so basically I would give up a bishop for a knight, and they would have a really advanced pawns up against my king. And also, well, what about bishop f4? It really achieves not that much, since they will develop a castle on the king side, and my bishop will be keeping an eye on a empty square basically once this pawn is moving. So for now I think I'm gonna just keep it over here. Later on maybe I'm gonna put the bishop on b2, so up against opponent's king. You always want to line your bishops on the longest possible diagonals and against enemy's king. So that way, whenever there's opportunity, You can even go for some sacrifices in order to open up king. Alright, so now I'm looking for two things. First thing is bishop development, so I can finish with a castling, and also another thing, bishop is pinning the knight to the king, and they're prepared to bring the knight in to reinforce. So basically, if they chop, I chop back, and they take with the check, they will take the rook, right? But at this point, as long as the knight is still on f6, I don't really care. So I could actually ask the question, but this wastes the tempo, I think. Also, I cannot develop the bishop now, because they will take the pawn and I will recapture with that bishop. That means I wasted the tempo again. So one of the moves I'm looking for is just simply takes, so c takes d5, and well, they can recapture with the knight. I don't mind, because I can place the queen on c2. That would develop the queen, reinforce the knight defense, and also keep an eye on their king side once they decide to castle. So let's go with the plan. Pawn takes d5. Also, they could just take back with the pawn. That would be straightforward move as well. But I think this opponent might be taking with knight, since their original plan was to pile up on a pin piece anyways. So let's continue with our idea. If they could manage to add another attacker to this knight, then I would simply play bishop d2 and reinforce the knight. But so far looks like they will castle. Not much going on for them on this position. So they were afraid of this pin, which I wouldn't be playing anyways. I can force them to capture, so they lose a bishop pair, because if they retreat, I see now, if I play b4 they can actually escape. Alright, so I'm not gonna waste any more time. Now preparing to castle, also doubling attacker on a h7 pawn, so pretty much I can win that pawn. They can trap my bishop, but then I would just sacrifice it. So bishop for 3 pawns, my queen would give a check, I would jump in with the knights, you know, that would go crazy. So yeah, I can pretty much take that pawn, that would open their king. So I hope you find this video instructional, guys, because I really try my best to deliver some commentary, even though I have to think and focus on the game meanwhile. So as I was mentioning previously, I'm just gonna recapture with the pawn. So they will have couple options with the bishop. They can hop back, or maybe they can move to d6 just to keep some pressure on h pawn. So what else? Don't really see them moving even more further away. So let's recapture, and once I recapture the knight, I'm looking to push that pawn later on, so I don't have a backward pawn. So backward pawn is someone that is not defended by any other pawn. So yeah, and if I can manage to push it, I will have nice and strong pawns chain over here. Alright, so wow, they go all the way back. That's interesting. So can I take now that pawn? Well, that will open up the a file for them, but well, pawn is a pawn, right? I don't want to get too greedy, because sometimes your greed can you know, get punished. For me, it has happened many times. Alright, so what moves I'm looking for? Castles, takes the pawn, pawn up, maybe bishop here. This pawn, maybe fixing my c pawn. So I don't know, if this would be computer, it might be saying go ahead and capture. So they would trap my bishop, I take back on a g6, they would take, and I come in with the queen on g6 with a check, so they try to escape. I hop in with a knight, takes, takes. Yeah, this could be crazy, so I'm gonna try to think it through now. So bishop to h7, pawn to g6, bishop takes g6, pawn takes g6, queen on g6 with a check, king runs. I could even try to open up the position. Or just castles now, okay? The main reason is I want to castle now because this file is not opened yet, and they cannot really castle, so maybe I should focus on opening middle. So placing the rooks on opposite their king, maybe opposite to their queen, something like that. Because whenever you want to castle on king side or queen side, you always want to see closed files. If it's semi-open or open file, the rooks will stand up against your king, and I don't know, maybe, you know, something like this quickly can come in, queen can be in the game, and you know, you can just get checkmated really quickly. This has happened to me previously. One of the best chess traps is fishing pole trap. Once you pretty much offer a knight, they put it back, and once you chop it, then it's gonna be open file for queen and the rook for a checkmate. So at this point they are actually weakening their king, and how to take advantage of this? Now I think it's a pawn push and another pawn push. So once we swap something, the knight has to move, and also I'm on their pawn, and they will have a quite tricky position to play. So let's do this. I could have jumped in with the knight immediately, but first I want to fix my backwards pawn, maybe trade it down. I know I might as well just lose a pawn, but I can regain it, and they will have open king. So far I think white is doing great. For black, they have backwards pawn. Since this move, I don't think it was any good. They could have just moved the h pawn if they really wanted to protect it. So they still need to finish development. Lots of their pieces hasn't really moved from a back rank. And now for me, I think bishop b2 would be a great move, since I'm looking to open. That would add amazing amount of pressure to their g7 pawn. So this rook alone cannot handle the position. It's gonna collapse. Alright, so to be quite honest, I missed this. I have a way out of this, but not quite sure if it really works, because this check can be met with a bishop d7, and I cannot really do much. I have to hop back and defend my bishop. So I'm gonna lose a light square bishop. Yeah, so what's the best way? Queen up and force it to take. So alright, well, to be honest, I was focused on my ideas. I missed this one completely. It's actually a common thing to do, so that's my bad. Probably computer does not really like that, because I gave up strong light square bishop for a decent knight. And now they castle. Okay, so I'm gonna put the bishop like, oh, you know what, maybe I'm gonna start with really strong knight, because there is nobody who can challenge this knight now, unless they decide to give up a bishop pair for that knight. And if so, I'm gonna be glad to take that bishop. I can even reinforce it with the f pawn. Once I take back, I can now get a rook lift, you know, against their king. Alright, let's finish development. Now, connecting the rooks finally. So they still have two pieces in between their rooks. If they take, I have three ways to recapture: pawn, queen, or a bishop. I was thinking maybe bishop takes, since that would make my bishop unstoppable. And if I can manage to get some rook or queen over here, maybe some amazing checkmate ideas. Alright, now finally they decided to challenge the knight. So what if I push? They take knight, I'm gonna take it back. With a bishop, they take the pawn. I can take it back with the pawn. That will give them a passed pawn. I don't want to give them a passed pawn. If takes back with the pawn, that blocks my bishop. So I can also just hop back, right? So if knight back, that loses some tempo. And since the position is opened, I think I can also just reinforce the queen. Yeah, so it's pretty much gonna be a rook over here. I'm gonna double the rooks, and we'll try to make the best out of this position. Well, they don't really have to take it immediately. They can also just try to push on the queen side, since they have 2 pawns against my 1 pawn. Okay, this guy is guarding the b file right now, but let's see how it progresses. And yeah, at this point, if I would be on the black side, I'd look forward to develop final pieces and get the rooks in the middle. Alright, so they decided to go for some trades. I'm gonna pre-move the capture, so that gains 10 seconds on the time, on clock. So now this bishop cannot be developed, they have to move the pawn. Because if they develop the bishop, I simply capture. And what to do with our bishop? Our bishop is not the best. So if takes, that's not too good. They can just chop it. Alright, I'm gonna defend. Also, I gotta be careful not to get backrank checkmated, so some prophylactical move would be nice. So my king would have a flight square to run away. Alright, so now I'm gonna challenge this bad boy. So they could just reinforce. Oh, okay, they're doing a decent job on this. So alright, well, I'm gonna move in, so this bishop can get overloaded, and if they want to develop, I get the pawn. Maybe I should just play f4 to reinforce my e-pawn. So yeah, this position is getting a little locked up. Maybe rook here or over here. Yeah, definitely I should try to turn on a Pac-Man mode. So they have advantage on the queen side. It's actually quite strong, but our advantage is rook activity, so I can bring the other rook in as well. They have this lack of development now, can't really develop the bishop now. And if defend here, I can simply come in at this pawn. I don't see a good way to defend it. So I think we're doing good right now. So alright, I'm gonna double the rooks now, in case they want to take my rook. I'm gonna get the other one in the game immediately. So I have a nice control of d file. So far that is only advantage we have. Yeah, I should try to get rid of one or the other pawns that's supporting their passer, their b pawn. Alright, I was actually looking forward to see captures, because now I will get one or the other pawn. So just gotta be careful. Once I move away, they will bring in the rook and prepare for back rank checkmate. So maybe some preparation moves first. Can I check? So if I want, I can get to draw, right? So I can give this check twice for them and see how they react. Because it's 3 moves repetition, right? Oh, uh-oh, I think the last call is for them. So if I place the rook here and they decide they want to draw, it's gonna be a draw. Alright, let's not draw this game. I'm gonna play for a win. You know, just for spectators. I don't want to be the boring, you know, the Anand style that draws every game. So the king comes in. So can I take now? So now I can hop back again. I don't have to worry about back rank checkmates anymore. And still they don't have any way to defend this pawn. So I think it's now looking pretty okay for us. And in case they want to break down this structure, I'm gonna be happy. So what's going on over here? Well, nothing good, obviously. If I come in over there, it's gonna be check. I'm gonna hop up and another check, and they will win the bishop. So just for the spectators, instead of drawing this game, you know, playing for the win means also playing for a loss. So it's gonna be down a pawn. Okay, I'm gonna take, so I'm moving their king one square back. That at least that helps us to move forward. So thinking about king up, fixing this bad pawn, and maybe I'm gonna get past pawn over here. So definitely need to play on the queen side, because on the king side we are losing 2 pawns against 1. So this c pawn is doing a great job holding the position together. Oh, I see. This actually could end in a draw. So their king can make it in over here. So do I have any way of winning this? So I'm gonna place all the pawns on dark squares. Oh wow, I think they had a winning move. They could have just go in over here. They didn't. Alright, I'm gonna guard this square with all I have. So can they win this? Okay, I don't know. It's actually now really tricky because they can make it in. Alright, bishop sacrifice, guys. Look at this. This is how Chessmaster rolls. Because now I'm gonna have passed pawn. this bishop was pointless anyways. It was like a pawn sitting on a b2 square. However, their bishop was just great. So this helps. So now they can come down with the king. If I take, they will move. Oh, they will not be able to move. Oh, okay, I will. Okay, they have to take my bishop now. And I'm gonna recapture. Alright, so he cannot make it in, and it's his move. Position versus opposition. Ah, I see. They're just gonna take it. Okay. Not sure if I'm making the best moves now. Alright, I'm gonna guard my line. If they cannot make any progress, it's gonna be a draw. So guys, if you cannot win, just play for a draw. Remember this always. Don't just give up since you're a little bit down on material. So this pawn covers a d4 square. And king covers everything, so they cannot get in. They cannot also make it in over here. So as long as I keep moving like this, it should be a draw. So now over here, just need to be careful so they don't sneak in. Bishop check will happen. I'm gonna move right back. No bishop check. Alright. Wow, this is just amazing. So, pretty much I have to move sideways. They will come in. I'm gonna move up. They will eat my pawns. I'm gonna go up. They will move on. I'm gonna go here. They will eat this guy. I'm gonna eat their guy. So, they can eat this boy or this boy. I'm gonna move sideways and 3 moves from the queen. But they will have bishop to sacrifice for that queen. So after I eat this guy, I can actually go back over here. So, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to get the queen. I think I can win it. So I'm not gonna give them any more time to calculate while my clock is running. So now obviously they will sneak it in. If I were on their side, I wouldn't just eat this guy. Oh, they are simply getting nasty, huh? Getting my king away from the defense. So 2 options now. Alright, I'm gonna go all out offense mode. Because if I go defend, they will sneak in. So I'm gonna go get some of their pawns instead. Okay, something I didn't see. So obviously they took some time and calculated on our time. So that's bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, they will just take out this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So what next? it's a lost game, guys. If I push, they can just take. So if anyone see a win now, feel free to write it down in the comments section, because as far as I can see there's no way for us to win it, and also if I opposition I can't make the first move to help my pawns. So my mistake was so in all this calculation I thought they are going to run with the king, so I can run with my king. They eat the pawn, I come here, they keep it, okay, they eat this guy, I eat that guy. So what I didn't see is that they will reroute the bishop to defend this weak square. So yeah, that's actually a good one. So yeah, once I gave up that square, I should just run over here, since that would lead to pawn trade, but still I think it's losing. Yeah, so if you spectators would like to see how this ends, so this is the original position. Yeah, there is no way to draw this, it's just lost. Maybe if they come in and eat the pawn, I can follow up. They eat this guy, I can just come in, but they will promote because the bishop is guarding the queening square. So let's just play a couple moves for fun. Yeah, okay, it's waste of time. Alright, guys. So I hope you found it instructional. Should have just go for the draw. Let's roll back a little bit. So beginning is like straightforward, standard Queen's Gambit declined variation. So this has happened in many games. So what I should play at some point is a3, just to prevent that knight from coming here, so I can push the c pawn up. That I didn't do, so my mistake. I lost my light square bishop for the knight. Well, points is 3-3, but everybody likes bishops a little bit better. So at this point I'm losing on the queen side, doubling the rooks. I was happy to see rook trade, and over here now check back. I should have just taken a draw, as I was mentioning previously in comments. I was playing for a win or loss, so in the end it was a lost game. It just, yeah, draw would have been a lot better. Up against a stronger rated opponent, it would give us actually some rating points. So instead of going here, I decided not to repeat the third move, so I went back down just to, you know, guard this square. And so they started to improve their position. I think I just should have I don't know, played last repetition and it would be a draw. Anyways, guys, even though I lost it, I hope you were able to learn something new, and obviously I learned something as well. Better go for a draw, because whenever you play for a win you also play for a loss. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe this channel, press that bell button so you get notifications whenever I have a new upload. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.